Fasting is often the first spiritual discipline people think of. Unfortunately, it's also the most misunderstood and least practiced. Not all that surprising. I can't think of anything more out of place in a culture that champions supersized meals and eating constantly. I'm pretty sure that the only reason someone would fast today would be to lose weight. But fasting can be found in countless places in the Bible. Moses, David, Elijah, Esther, Daniel, Paul, and even Jesus himself all fasted. Now we should point out here that nowhere in the Bible is fasting commanded. It's only offered as an opportunity. In most cases, a fast is a private matter between a person and God. When a person fasts, they turn the hunger they feel towards God, focusing on becoming as hungry for God as they are for food. It ties a physical desire to a spiritual one. Fasting also reminds us that we are sustained by God and not by food. I've fasted many times, and for most of my life, fasting was absolute torture. Being without food for even 24 hours usually just gave me a bad headache and made me feel miserable and weak. There was nothing spiritual about it. It was pain and suffering. Maybe you've had the same experience. You've tried to fast, but ended up not feeling any closer to God. And just like me, you were left wondering, what's the point? About 3 years ago, my view of fasting changed completely. I was asked to take part in a Daniel fast. This is a fast named after the 3-week period that Daniel fasted while he waited for God to answer his prayer. Daniel abstained from all delicacies, meat, wine, and rich foods. So I joined the prayer team at my church in a Daniel fast. The rules were pretty simple. No sugar, no fatty foods, no meat, and nothing that would be considered rich. When the fast started, I was pumped. A fast where you could eat? Awesome! I felt great on the first day. But that quickly changed for me on day 2. That's when I started going through sugar withdrawal. I was craving sugar, anything with sugar. That craving became almost unbearable at 3 p.m. every day. That's when I usually drink a large bottle of Starbucks Frappuccino. I wanted one so bad. I started going crazy. But after day 3, something clicked. My sugar cravings became less intense, and I started to feel better. I stopped wanting unhealthy foods and started developing a taste for the simple foods I was eating. I even felt more energetic than I had before the fast. And then I had this huge realization. If my body had connected itself so strongly to sugar and other unhealthy foods, how many other things were connected to my life that were unhealthy for me? What things had I grown attached to that stood in the way of my relationship with God? What had I developed an appetite for that my flesh and soul now craved? Am I so addicted to my busy, modern, comfortable life that I no longer crave quiet time with the Lord? Through my Daniel fast experience, I think I finally realized the true purpose of fasting. It reveals the things that control us. Realizing this allows fasting to be about so much more than food. It becomes about anything that stands in the way of our relationship with God. Anything that has mastered us. Things like money and all it provides, TV, music, radio, the internet or email, success, praise, entertainment, certainly our smartphones. The question for all of us really is, what patterns or habits or appetites have become part of my life that keep me from having a deeper walk and relationship with God? For me, my Frappuccinos, my upper middle class lifestyle, even my fantasy football team. Maybe right now, as you're watching, you can relate. Maybe you share some of the same addictions that I have, and you're wondering if there's a way out. Listen to Henry Nouwen. In the spiritual life, the word discipline means the effort to create some space in which God can act. Discipline means to prevent everything in your life from being filled up. Discipline means that somewhere you're not occupied, and certainly not preoccupied. In the spiritual life, discipline means to create space in which something can happen that you hadn't planned or counted on. So maybe it's time to fast. For you, it might be food. Or maybe it's something else. Shopping, video games, your cell phone. You decide. While you do, focus your attention on God and ask Him to show you what has you in its grip. Then, ask God to free you. Whatever it is, allow your fast to replace your hunger with space for God and watch Him move in your life in amazing ways.